Here's a story about school bullying, incorporating A1 level English vocabulary and challenges faced by the victim. The story focuses on simple sentence structures and common vocabulary to make it accessible. The backpack and the bully. My name is Leo. I am 10 years old. I go to Green Valley School. I like to read books. I like to draw pictures of animals. But school is not always easy for me. At school, there is a boy named Mark. Mark is big and strong. He is older than me. Mark is a bully. He makes my life difficult. Every day, Mark and his friends laugh at me. They call me names. They push me. They take my things. One day, Mark took my new backpack. It was blue. It had a picture of a spaceship on it. I loved that backpack. I felt very sad. I wanted to cry. I told my teacher, Miss Lily. Miss Lily was kind. She talked to Mark. She said bullying is wrong. She told Mark to give back my backpack. Mark gave it back. He looked angry. He mumbled something I did not understand. The next day, Mark was waiting for me outside the school. He tripped me. I fell down. My knees hurt. My arms hurt. I was scared. I wanted to go home. I did not want to go to school anymore. That night I told my mom what happened. My mom hugged me. She was very upset. She said we would talk to the school again. She helped me feel better. She said I was a good boy, and I didn't deserve this. The next morning, Mom went to school with me. She talked to the headmaster, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown was serious. He said bullying is not allowed at Green Valley School. He promised to help me. He talked to Mark and his friends. He also spoke to all the students about being kind and respectful to each other. For a few days, everything was okay. Mark left me alone. I felt relieved. I could concentrate on my lessons. I could draw my pictures again. I felt happy. I could play with my friends during break time. But then, the bullying started again. This time, it was different. Mark and his friends didn't take my things or push me. They whispered things about me. They spread rumors. They said I was a crybaby. They said I was stupid. They said I was a loser. This kind of bullying was harder to deal with. It was hurtful. It made me feel lonely. I didn't want to talk to anyone. I started to avoid my friends. I stopped playing during break time. I didn't want to eat my lunch with them. I ate alone, feeling very sad and alone. My grades started to slip. My drawings became sad and dark. My mom noticed the change in me. She asked me what was wrong. At first I didn't want to tell her. It was embarrassing. I didn't want her to be worried about me. But eventually, I told her everything. She listened patiently, without getting angry. She hugged me and told me she would help me. This time, Mom and I went to see the school counselor, Mrs. Smith. Mrs. Smith was very nice. She listened carefully. She helped me understand that the bullying wasn't my fault. She taught me some ways to cope with the bullying. She told me how to stand up for myself without being aggressive. She explained that telling someone what the bullies were doing was important, and that it was a sign of strength. Mrs. Smith also helped me understand that the bullies were hurting inside themselves. She explained that often, bullies act that way because of problems in their own lives. This didn't make the bullying okay, she stressed, but it gave me a different perspective. I wasn't as angry at Mark anymore. I felt more pity for him than hate. Mrs. Smith suggested a plan. I started to join after-school clubs. I joined the art club. I met new friends there. I also joined the chess club. I began to feel more confident. I started to talk more and smile more. I was happy again to be myself. At school, I tried to ignore Mark and his friends. I focused on my work. I made an effort to talk and laugh with my friends. Slowly, Mark's bullying started to have less of an effect on me. His words didn't hurt as much anymore. The school organized workshops on bullying prevention. All the students and teachers participated. They learned about different forms of bullying and ways to stop it. They also learned about the importance of empathy and kindness. One day I saw Mark sitting alone. He looked sad. I hesitated for a moment, remembering the hurt he had caused me. But then, remembering Mrs. Smith's words, I went and sat beside him. I didn't say anything mean. I simply offered him a piece of my candy. He looked surprised, then he smiled. We didn't talk much, but it was a start. School is still not perfect, but it's getting better. I still see Mark sometimes, but the bullying has stopped. I have learned to cope with difficult situations. I have learned that it's important to talk about my problems. I have also learned that even bullies can change. And most importantly, I learned that I am strong and brave, and that I deserve to be happy. My spaceship backpack sits proudly in my locker, a reminder of how far I've come.